Morning traders, Joseph here from Eightcap. So today we're just going to have a look at some of the key news that's coming up through our Eightcap economic calendar. Now this is found inside the trading portal, and you can just see once you've gone into the trading portal, you can just see the click on economic calendar here. So anything that's green is listed as low impact, orange is medium impact, and red is high impact. So really, in terms of trading, excuse me, the green, generally I don't really look at it. Some people will look at it. It doesn't normally have too much of an impact. If there can be a massive imbalance in the data, sometimes it can cause a bit of a reaction, but that's also, the case with the medium impact. Some of them can have a bit of a, make a bit of an impact on price if the release comes in, way above or below what's expected. But generally, it's the high impact, the red, that you are normally looking at. So we can see the layout of this week going through to Sunday. We can see that Saturday we have some low impact and some medium impact, so we don't need to really worry about that too much. The main ones is the red, and what we'll be covering is the red, which is the high impact. So in terms of trading the news, I myself stay away from it. I tend to trade around it, or if I have a position that's more long term, I'll hold through it. Some people do actually trade the news, and if that's something you're interested in, there are a couple of strategies out there that you can look into. Very simply, just by doing some research, you'll be able to find them. So we will run through some of the things that are coming out this week, and we'll start with today. So the key one today is Chinese manufacturing, and that's coming out at 11:30 this morning. So we can see that here it's listed with Chinese, so that manufacturing data. Later in the day, so we have retail sales out of Germany, EU gross GDP, core harmonized index, and then gross domestic product as well, year on year. And then we'll just run through these today. But the key one today really is going to be the Chinese manufacturing data, which is coming out at 11:30. So tomorrow we have more data coming out of China, and that's the Caixin manufacturing PMI. Then we have one that's quite important locally for us. We have the RBA interest rate decision and the rate statement. Now, that is a little bit more interesting because we've had lower CPI, but we had higher jobs data, which really surprised the market. So I think that there is it is forecast to come in at 4.35%, and the statement as well will be of interest as we try and gauge if the RBA is going to continue to lift rates. So that's now coming out for Wednesday. We have ISM manufacturing PMI out of the US, employment change, unemployment rate for New Zealand, and then the ADP employment change. So with the ADP employment change coming out, we do know that it's employment, basically it's non-farm payrolls coming on that Friday. So on to Thursday, we have the trade balance for Australia, and then we have the services PMI, consumer price index, CPI, the consumer price index, and then we have the interest rate decision out of the UK. So I think there will be a lot of interest in this one with the position of the Bank of England, especially with some of the recent CPI data that's been coming out, and just having a look at that as well. So rates are expected to come in higher for this meeting, and they're forecast to come up to 5.25%. So I think the statement as well will give us an idea of if the Bank of England are looking to continue to raise rates and how long. So then on Friday, we have some pretty key data coming out, and that will be backing up from the core PCE price index that we saw on Friday that came in as expected at 0.2%. So starting today, we have the ISM Services PMI, we have the RBA Monetary Policy Statement, which will be one to check out to see if there's any details there around how they're viewing the current situation with inflation in Australia. Then we have retail sales coming out and in the EU, and we have Canadian the unemployment rate, and the average. Then we hit the big one, which and net change in employment for Canada, and then we have the big one to finish off the week, which is average earnings, non-farm payroll figure, and the average hourly earnings for the states. So, and then sorry about that. So this is where there'll be a lot of attention going on with what this data reads, and if we do see a higher figure. GDP came in stronger than expected, and that really did set the dollar off last week. So I think they're still trying to gauge how hot the economy is. So advanced GDPs, did show a surprise increase. So if that does come in a fair bit stronger than expected, that could be a good thing for the dollar, and it could also set off rate rise expectations as well after last week's rate rise. So there's some of now also with unemployment, the unemployment figure for the US as well, they're looking for a flat figure of 3.6%. So there'll be interesting. Some of the interesting ones are definitely going to be the RBA and the NFP coming up towards the end of this week, and that should have a bit of a change in the USD and then also for indexes. So we've seen some pretty good rallies to end the week from the Nasdaq, the S&P, and then the Dow was a bit flatter, but it still did finish higher. So it will be definitely one to watch to see how that does shape up in terms of things with the economy, and if it's still viewed as too hot, and will we see further rate rises. So there's some of the things to keep an eye out this week, and also just a way of reading the economic calendar. So the Chinese data today, we have the RBA rate decision tomorrow. Then we have the Bank of England rate decision, and then the employment data out of the US. So definitely plenty to keep us occupied during this week. So that's it for today. We have broken it up into two videos, so a bit of an outlook on some of the markets was released earlier. So thank you very much for your time, and we wish you all the best with your trading this week. Thanks, and bye for now.